And welcome back, everybody. As promised, it's a few days later. It is now Thursday. It is May the 7th, 2026. And yes, another guitar day. It's much later than normal. It's 6:30 in the evening. UPS was obviously struggling today to get their deliveries out. I'm not going to complain. I always appreciate their good work. When they come late like this, I always make it a point to say nothing to the driver, because it's not the driver's problem. It's the CEO who's at home right now in their mansion collecting their $1 million salary, totally oblivious to the real world. That's the person I'd love to have a conversation with, but not likely to happen. Anyways, be that as it may, as I told you last week, I sort of have this newfound fascination with Firebird guitars. So this is a Chibson, but the oddity of this guitar is the original Firebird guitar was released in 1963, and it was called a reverse. But common sense would tell you that a guitar that was a reverse would have to be the reverse of something. So that would mean that the original version was the original version, and then they came out with the reverse of the original. Again, doesn't make any sense. So then in 1965, I believe, they came out with this, which is called the non-reverse, which in my way of thinking, the non-reverse should have been the first model, and then later on they would come out with the reverse. Anyways, Gibson never bothered to call me and ask me my opinion, so my opinion was not considered. But this is a replica of a 1965 for the most part, and this would be I believe the number 3 is, I believe, the 1. They said they were rare, but that they did make them, that the number 1. Oh, did they give me a switch tip in the... Yes, they did. That the number 1 would be a single pickup, and they said that they did make a very limited amount of non-reverse 1s with a single pickup, but not very common. So again, I'm guessing that this is a 3 with the 2 pickups. It looks lovely. This would have been very much the style or the color of the one they had back in the day. Fortunately, we have no breakage. Fret ends feel good. Ball end. So, without further ado, they did add this. They gave you the little Gibson truss rod cover for those that want to have that Gibson moment. I'm sure I'm just going to leave this one plain as can be. So we're going to go plug it in and take it for a spin, and we'll be back. Okay, welcome back. This is a very, 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 very quick conclusion. Well, not a conclusion, but an addition to just the unboxing of this guitar. Since the evening is getting away from us, I was able to play the guitar for 3 songs. It has the cursed crappy string / die on the fingerboard fingertips, but it actually plays quite nice out of the box. Again, as I mentioned already, the fret ends are absolutely a delight. The era of the ball end fret, no more torture, feels great. The action on this guitar is actually quite good. Could be a little lower for some people's taste, fine for me. The good news is there is a little room left on the bridge to lower it if you want. Some of these guitars I get, and this thing is as far down as it can go. Let's just really quick check the relief. I have a feeling it's probably acceptable. It is. I don't notice any defects in the body of the guitar. Certainly none of the obvious ones. No breakage. Everything seems to be in one piece. The wood is beautiful. Looks like it's about a 3 or 4 piece body. And the schmutz, probably I put it there. Plays pretty good. I have no idea Again, the argument rages. People will say, oh, these are mini humbuckers. People will push back. No, the Firebird pickup was its own unique animal. If these are just garden variety mini humbuckers, they hum. That's weird. So I don't know if that's a wiring issue, a grounding issue. We'll explore that. If in fact Firebird pickups do not have the hum canceling capabilities of a dual coil pickup, maybe we're dealing with a whole different animal. I have no idea. I will investigate and come back. But I just wanted to, in the same time zone, come back and say that, yes, this guitar is still available on Temu as of today, the 7th of May, for I think $216. It's a bargain. It's an odd-looking guitar, I have to say, but very comfortable. And I guess this would not be a true offset because the skinniest part of the guitar is straight across. So unlike its brother, the reverse, the non-reverse doesn't feel like it could be categorized as an offset guitar. But the finish is nice. It's funny how photography, I'm looking at the screen of the camera and it shows this as being much lighter. In person this is much darker. It's a much more subtle. And of course the back there is absolutely no burst, no edge of black. So we'll be back in a day or two, a week, give you more information, but for now, that is all. This is the Chibson non-reverse Firebird. Again, this would have been what was available in 1965, I believe. That's when they came out with this, as they sort of pushed the reverse model off the edge of the cliff. And I think this only lasted like 3 or 4 years. It was never very popular. And, you know, that sort of appeals to a sort of a thin margin of people, and I guess I'm one of those people. I was curious, and it's nice. It feels good. It's comfortable. One of the reviewers said if you're used to playing SGs, which I am, because it does feel like the neck is really, way out there. But it's a normal scale guitar. Anyways, we'll be back with more information as it becomes available. Till then. Welcome back, everybody. Yes, it is. Now, it is Sunday, May the 10th, 2026. It's Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers who are still with us and those who are in the great beyond, such as my mother. So this is the period at the end of the sentence. This is the Chibson non-reverse Firebird. I liked it. I almost loved it. It has a grounding issue. I did confirm with the seller that the mini humbuckers are in fact humbuckers. So there shouldn't be any hum unless there's something wrong with the guitar. And they offered me no solution, and I just really don't have the time nor the patience to search things out. Again, if I absolutely love the guitar, I might pursue that avenue, but I don't love it. But I like it. It was a fun guitar. I did them a favor. I took all the muck off of the strings, so whoever gets this guitar after me will not have to clean the strings because I pulled all the blackness off of it. So you never know until you try. I try not to misuse Temu's generous return policy. If this guitar had no problem, I more than likely would have kept it and just tried to sell it down the road. But, you know, I'm always looking for if there's an issue with the guitar and it turns out at the same time that I don't love the guitar, then I don't feel guilty sending it back. And Temu always gets my 35 cents for a tree if they don't refund, which I'm fine with. If I'm making some small contribution to the planet being a better place, that's always good. So anyways, that's all I have to say. You saw the first part of the video. Fit and finish on this guitar, really nice. Couple, you know, finish flaws that you see in the paint job, things that just don't matter at all. But as far as the quality of the build, the tuners worked fine. I really do like the pickups. And it's interesting, just a quick thought on that, as you saw on my other two that have since been returned, Firebird Reverse, that had the triple mini humbuckers. I definitely prefer just the dual. There's something about when you take the three and you combine them with a three-way switch. So at any given time, I'm guessing that in the neck position, you're actually getting the neck and the center. Maybe not. Maybe you get just the neck. In the middle position, maybe you get the neck and the center, or maybe you get the center and the bridge. I don't know. And in the bridge position, you get just the bridge. I have no idea. But with just two pickups, you absolutely get just the neck pickup, you get both pickups, and you get just the bridge pickup. So I think that's a better setup. So I have one of those on its way, slowly making its way from China. Plus I have a Firebird 1 reverse with just a single pickup, so that should be interesting too. So it's going to be weeks before we lay our hands on that. So I'm currently engaged in a curious tug of war with Temu, but we'll reveal that later if in fact I get the guitar that I'm trying to get. So anyways, I wish you again, you, your mothers, everyone out there, a very happy, peaceful, pleasant Mother's Day, and we'll see you when we get back. Till then.